Hello. Welcome back to the Slice of Life where I talk about almost anything. I'm your host, Nariko Nakamura, and this is episode 2. Please bear with me because I am still recovering from a sickness that I caught. I don't know where I caught it, but I suddenly got it. Also, I am very sorry for this late upload. So every episode, I'll start with 1 or 2 weekly journal entries, depending on the week, because I may have guests on my podcast. If I don't have any journal entries for the episode, I'll just say it in the podcast. After the journal entry segment, I may read comments and answer some questions if I remember to get some from the past 2 weeks. Then, to one of my poems and or my story. If I don't have a story written, I'll just do an open domain book. Afterwards, I'll do something I want to put into the podcast. Let's get going. Journal entries. Journal entry 2020-1. Date January 16, 2020. First day of college was this week. I was nervous, but my professor made it less nerve-wracking. College is more chill and allows me to be more independent with my work. Most of my professors allowed us to call them by their first name, which is kind of weird and still getting used to. I think I may survive this semester. Hopefully, I won't fail any of my classes. Journal entry 2020-2. Date January 31st, 2020. Today I practiced the route for my road test that day. When I did my road test, I was really nervous and did kind of fine, but I didn't pass the parallel parking. I hate it, really hate it. That's the only thing that I didn't pass with. Since there is not that much questions or comments to read off from the last episode, I'll just move on to the story. This week, I'll be giving you a little snippet of my story, The Trials. This is some of the prologue. It is still at its early stages of the writing, and I know it can be a little dangerous, but I'm gonna put it out there for right now. I'm gonna put all of the prologue on Wattpad. Let's get to the story. The prologue. Humans, technology, science, time, all come in hand to improve the world. More people are living longer as they are able to turn back time, their age, only once, and all the energy comes from the moon, are just some of the advancements in the world. With all the new technology gained, people are getting bored with their lives. As time goes on, entertainment is not as entertaining as before. In one country in particular, who wanted to make something different, something special. The United States, the one country where a new government is formed as the other one slowly failed. It became the United Districts. Every district representative got involved in bringing the entertainment up and getting people excited again. The trials. This thing that the government had to create. The game that might ruin a person or make them famous. The development team worked on the song game to make it perfect for its showing to the districts. It took years to complete to get rid of all the bugs and other complications that the games had. On April 12th, 2109, the glorious day in history, where the trials are created to its finest and be able to put into the United Districts of America. More and more attraction came upon the new entertainment. The majority of the citizens voted that the conclave of districts would randomly select 100 nominees from the 12 districts at the beginning of the year, when they then see who will be the chosen 20 people. The conclave decided and sends email to two age groups, 12 through 17 and 18 through 25. People are skeptical about this so-called competition and the real reason behind it. That is the little snippet from the prologue of the trials. Now, onto the topics that I have decided to put in. Let's talk about Popeye's chicken sandwich. I know what you're thinking. I'm late to the game, but they decided not to bring it to any of the bases overseas when it came out. It was recently brought back to Hickam Joint Base, and thanks to a friend that it's currently stocked. On the 19th, I tried the spicy chicken sandwich. It was good and all, but the spiciness came from the sauce and didn't kick in until later while I was eating. If you're not used to the spiciness, you may think it's really spicy. But it was really good and crunchy. Another thing I'm going to talk about is films and concerts. I'm gonna watch Star Wars A New Hope today because I have to do it for a piano class. I have to write a 2-page paper on it. This one is where the orchestra is playing with the movie. I haven't seen one in a while. The first one I watched is Lord of the Rings. I don't know which one. Don't come at me. I had to leave during the intermissions because it was a school day, I think. But I wanted to finish it, but my parents wouldn't allow me. But I digress. Let's go back to the Star Wars one. I had to go to the box office, which is about 30 minutes away from where I was at. It was easy to find it, and I was able to get 2 tickets with a student discount. I had to show my student ID. $15 each. And anywhere in the building, which is originally around $80 to $90 for certain seats. If you guys have one of these things happening around your area, students and military peeps, you may be able to get a discount. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure where that is going to happen. Well, this is all for this week's episode. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, or any comments, just comment below. Tweet at me on Scale of My Life, or send questions on the podcast website, which is slicepodcast.weebly.com. That is slicepodcast.weebly.com. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry that it's a little bit out of the blue. Sorry.